Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the conversation on TOS Television Network. Today is Thursday, so the week is almost wrapping up and the month is almost wrapping up. It's 22nd of July, 2021 already. July is running by really fast and I don't know how to feel about it. Well, it's a beautiful Thursday morning here in Abuja, Nigeria's capital city. Quite sunny actually, and the holidays are finally over. Everyone is back to work. Salah celebration went on, and they're finally back to work, even though I didn't get anything, any meat, any nothing from my Muslim folks out there. But I forgive them. My name is Adesuwa Osui.
And my name is Merciful Ajinomo. Good morning, Adesuwa.
Good morning, Merciful. How are you doing?
The big question, I know I'm fine, I'm okay. The big question here is, where have you been?
Well, I've been here.
Are you sure you did not get salami?
No, I did not. Nobody thought to bring me anything to the office.
Don't worry, it's not too late. I need you to understand
here.
that it's not too late. We still have the whole of today, okay? And this week, definitely would have meat for you, all right?
Merciful.
Don't worry about it. Just shake it off.
Did you get it? Shaking it off. Did you get anything?
I had so much.
Exactly.
That's what I'm going to do.
You had so much.
We're going to dive into this matter after the show, okay?
Okay.
How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good.
How are you feeling? How was it, to get on the road this morning and say that everyone is back on the road?
Yeah, like it was 2 days, like everything just, went on a standstill. Everyone was paused, just stay at home and everything. But we were coming to work, but today the road is busy again. I'm like, okay, the life continues. Yeah, everybody just did their
work
normal
has
activities,
officially
everything.
resumed
Yeah,
for everyone.
definitely.
All right, talking about that, we're bringing you some Thursday morning motivation to help you jumpstart the day. That's with the quote of the day, and after that, we'll be looking at happenings, stories, and developments from across Africa.
Always remember,
this man I has a creative design. We really like it, but
you deserve a break. You can indulge in a cup of 3-in-1 Cadbury Hot Chocolate. Cadbury Hot Chocolate. Indulge. Now available in the 450 grams pouch.
All right, diving straight into the stories, starting from Tanzania. So Tanzania's main opposition party, Chadema, in a tweet on Wednesday, said its leader, Mbowe Freeman, and 10 other members were arrested overnight, few hours to a planned conference to demand constitutional reforms in the northwestern port city of Mwanza. It was gathered that the arrest took place after Mbowe pledged to go ahead with a meeting on constitutional reforms, despite Mwanza provincial authorities banning public gatherings to contain the spread of coronavirus.
I really do hope that the reason why he was arrested was for the coronavirus and not the conference that we're supposed to have, because if it's for the coronavirus, I think people should just be very aware that the COVID-19 is still out there. So all of the policies that the government of the country have set, let people abide by them.
But personally, I don't think they should have arrested them, because I feel like if anyone is holding a conference, maybe a gathering at this point, they would usually take precautions. So maybe social distance and then, wear mask and sanitize and all of that stuff.
Yeah, it depends on the provision of the country or environment.
Yes, because I think most countries in Africa would say, I think right now is you can't have a gathering of more than 50 persons and all of that.
In Nigeria.
Yeah, other countries in Africa, I don't know what it is in Tanzania, but if they don't have that provision on ground, then okay. But if they have that provision on ground and then still went on to arrest him for, gathering,
then of
that's
course
where
there are
the problem
questions,
is, yes.
definitely. And Ramaphosa among leaders is now targeted in Pegasus spyware case, and that's coming from a report. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa is one of 14 world leaders on a list of potential targets for potential phone surveillance in the Pegasus spyware case. Pegasus infects phones and allows operators to spy on their target. A UK newspaper says Ramaphosa appeared to have been selected by Rwanda in 2019.
I'm wondering why Rwanda wants to have an eye on Ramaphosa of South Africa. I'm just going to just let it rest there, but I'm wondering why they want to actually spy on South Africa's president. Okay. All right, away from that, so the Confederation of African Football, that's CAF, has announced next season's date for African Champions League and Confederation Cup. The season will officially get underway on September 10 with the first round of qualifiers preliminary rounds. The draw for the preliminary round will be held no later than August 15, CAF said in a statement. Mercifully, you're a football fan, is it?
Definitely,
So
definitely.
you're excited
So we've
about this
had the new dates announced now. So definitely the sport lovers, the sport enthusiasts already, they're geared up. Who you support in your country and everything. But I really do hope that everything goes as planned and the coronavirus doesn't affect the players, because now we're talking about Tokyo 2020 Olympics. We're having one story or another talking about people who are infected. Yes, we're supposed to still continue something that's been postponed. I mean, it was supposed to happen in 2020, but now it's happening in 2021. And I really do hope, Africa, we're like we've been saying, we can afford the third wave and everything. So coming together of different nations, of different countries, to come and play sport. I really hope that everything is set. And of course, people love sports, so they want to watch football.
Yes,
so
exactly.
it's really a good thing. August 15th, we're waiting.
All right. So you're going to be running off, from the office to go watch football?
And not really. I've got work to do. All right, move over. I'm talking about Nigeria now in Zamfara. 100 kidnapped victims have gained freedom. After spending 42 days in captivity, Zamfara State Police Command said they have been able to secure the freedom of 100 villagers in the Nigerian northwestern state who were reportedly kidnapped in early June after intense negotiations with their abductors. It was gathered that the bandits agreed to release the kidnapped villagers after the police and state authorities assured them no action would be taken against them for the kidnap.
Yeah, when I saw this news yesterday, I was quite elated. 42 days in captivity is quite terrible. And I saw, the news that said that they're going to go through medical checks and all of that before being reunited with their families. I hope the medical checks involve, therapy and stuff like that. But they did say they were released unconditionally, meaning they didn't have to pay
and
anything.
that's raising so much questions from Nigerians.
But then again, they said
happened?
there was a negotiation that they're saying, look, release these people and we will not persecute you. So maybe they did reason that, okay, so we're not going to get persecuted for this crime, so we can let them go. They didn't have to pay nothing. I think it was one of our guests on the show that was saying, look, negotiation at this point is not wrong, but if you're negotiating to keep paying, that's where the problem is. But there are other forms of negotiation.
Because the motivation for them to continue
there are other ways to negotiate, release. So if they negotiated that, look, okay, we're not going to persecute you, then that's okay. But I don't think they should keep doing that, because these people need to pay for their crimes too. So I don't think having to, just negotiate to let them go free of whatever charge, I don't think that's, very good.
As long as the people are coming back to their families unhurt.
Okay, if you say that. But I still think they should pay for their crimes, though. All right, that's it for Development Across Africa segment this morning. We'll go bring you COVID-19 updates from across Africa, but I always say that COVID is real. You've heard us mention that severally on the show this morning. Third wave, Delta variant, highly transmissible. It's here in Nigeria and then most countries of the world, most countries in Africa, the countries in Africa that's suffering gravely, the COVID-19 pandemic, and we don't want to have to get to that part here in Nigeria. So basically, what I'm trying to say is get vaccinated if your country has started rolling out vaccine, and if not, just take precautions, all the necessary precautions, so we don't have to record lots of casualties. So COVID-19 updates from across Africa, and after that we'll be looking at newspaper headlines this morning.
You won't go shake your body. Instead, they make it calm down. If the farm say it's happy, you want to grow 6 packs in a day. I beg you not to pass your power. You want to show yourself, oh.
Whatever your size, find it with the new Airtel data plans. Dial *141# now to get the plan that suits you. Airtel, The Smartphone Network.
Thank you for staying with us on The Conversation, showing on your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television. And don't forget, you can always be a part of our social media community. Follow us across all our social media platforms at TOS TV Network, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And of course, our website is www.tostvnetwork.com. And if you've not subscribed to our YouTube page, please do so you do not miss out on our amazing content. Yes, The Conversation, and now is the newspaper headline of the segment of the show. We'll begin with Daily Trust newspaper. The gaping headline there is insecurity. Zamfara, KB, Niger lead as gunmen kill 1,031 Nigerians in 1 month. We have 4 riders under the story. The first, 390 kidnapped. Northwest, North Central, top fatality. Nigeria overwhelmed, needs help. That's coming from a retired colonel. And a security expert is giving tips on how to reverse trend. And all of this can be found on page 5 of the Daily Trust newspaper.
Away from the Daily Trust to the Daily Times newspaper, the very first headline there says, Aviation Sector Revolution is Buhari's administration's project. APC Group, that's continued on page 4. Underneath that, time to stem growing economic inequality in Nigeria. And the banner headline on the Daily Times newspaper this morning says, how I evaded bandits after my jet was shot down, Air Force. The writer under that headline says, bandits are ruthless as Boko Haram insurgents. You can read up on that story on page 2 of the Daily Times newspaper.
All right, move over to the Daily Sun. The very gaping headline there, the banner headline, is talking about a move to extradite pro-Yoruba Nation agitator Igboho. Protest rock Ibadan Cotonou court. We have a writer on the story, that's Gani Adams, flays FG's attempt to criminalize case. That can be found on page 6. Just besides the picture of the day there, we see media not supporting terrorists coming from the NGE, and the cautions NBC over controversial anti-media policies. At the headline at the very top there, just beside the Daily Sun, is shake-up in IPOB. ECPA sacked as broadcaster for not following rules, and that can be found on page 7. A couple of other headlines there on the front page of the Daily Sun. Just grab yourself a copy.
All right, let's look at the front page of the Business Day newspaper. Starting with the banner headline, 5 food items driving inflation in Nigeria and why. I think that's quite interesting, and you might want to read up on that story on page 30. Besides that, promises won't help Nigeria meet global science speed. And then inside the Business Day newspaper on page 2, explainer, NAF, one force too many crashes.
All right, and the last newspaper headline this morning is Nigerian News Direct. On the very top, NGX suspends 12, delists 21 companies in 5 years. That can be found on page 15. And staff audit Oyo uncovers 41 ghost workers. We see 13 died, 12 injured in Ogun auto accident. The very gaping headline there is Yoruba Nation, protest rock Cotonou, Ibadan over Igboho's detention. Groups to present petition at 76th UN Assembly. That can be found on page 3. And all of the other headlines can be found on the Nigerian News Direct newspaper. And that's the much you can take this morning on the newspaper headline segment of the show, on The Conversation this morning. Just grab yourself a copy of either of the newspapers and just read about the stories. All right, we'll take a break now. When we return, we'll bring you the big story.
At the first sign of pain, you need a solution that you can trust to provide effective relief and is gentle on the stomach. Try Panadol Caplets for relief from headaches, body aches, and fever. With Panadol's Optizorb formula, the tablet gently breaks down in the stomach, quickly absorbs, and starts providing pain relief in 15 minutes. For fast and effective pain relief that you can trust, try Panadol Caplets. This has been Medifact for Panadol.
TOS TV Network mobile app is now available. You can now catch up on our breaking news, stream our programs live, Watch out for the latest update on sport and politics as they unfold. You can also get notifications for our upcoming programs and events. All these on our TOS TV Network mobile app, available on Apple Store and Google Play Store. TOS TV News from Africa by Africans.
Being a journalist means in-depth analysis that unravels hidden truths, that question the status quo and fact-checks government.
These criminal elements hiding under the cloak of surveillance contractors are the APC elements.
Do you have facts to prove that? Being a journalist means waking up every day with a burning desire for peace, equity, and justice for all citizens.
We're being told that the choice you have is to take the lesser of two evils.
It means patriotism via the prism of objectivity and accountability. It means giving my platform to the masses to discuss issues that matter to them.
Some of them, if they bring budget and the budget they look, some they sleep, they're going to ask how much you are on. I have it.
Thereby shaping government policies and laws. My name is Osasu Igboneja, and I am...
A big thank you for staying tuned to The Conversation, showing on your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television. And don't forget, you can be a part of our social media community. Just follow us across all our social media platforms that is displayed on your screen. It is the big story, the crux of The Conversation this morning, and we focus on Yoruba Nation agitation, Sunday Igboho's plight. And joining us this morning via telephone conversation is Mr. Adeni Ikunu. You're welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much
for
having me.
All right, good. We saw what happened with Nnamdi Kanu and how, it was reported that he was arrested. Now, Sunday Adeyemo's arrest in Cotonou, the capital of Republic of Benin, has seemingly generated a lot of reactions. What is your take on all of this?
Well, anytime you arrest somebody that stands for the people of a country whose leadership doesn't really think everybody is important as much as some other people, you'd have certain reactions. And you must know that the protest happened simultaneously in Ibadan as well as in Cotonou.
Yes.
Particularly at the court area. Yeah. It is very obvious that people are not happy with the trends of the times, and the dissatisfaction would definitely bridge this kind of reaction, which without doubt is what we are seeing at the moment. I have to say very clearly that if you even understood that the government, in a Gestapo style, wanted to extradite him, they kept a helicopter waiting, and somebody pointed Igboho out while he was already on board. It tells you that government doesn't even understand or appreciate proper processes. When you are to extradite people, there are paperwork, there are procedures, which was not done in the case of Nnamdi Kanu. And evidently, it's the same thing happening in the case of Sunday Igboho. But let me make it clear. Nigeria has a treaty to extradite people with the Benin government since 1984. But that doesn't include political fugitive, which Sunday Igboho evidently is, or apparently is at the moment. The particular posture of that treaty will be tested in court today, but I must say that the descent into everything that is improper processes appears to be the trademark of this administration, especially as concerns those who are agitating for respective justices to take place in their respective region.
Okay. All right, when you say political fugitive, are you also aligning with the position of his counsel that Sunday Adeyemi is going through severe torture and pains?
Well, for anybody who leads a people, you have sacrifices you must make, and the sacrifice includes the pain you feel. For instance, July the 1st, his home was raided. The only proof of what happened by the DSS, which was recorded, the cameras were taken away. So the evidence that would have been used for us to know if all those things that accused Sunday Igboho of, all those things are true, at this moment, everything is under the level of allegation. So the level of pain is for a man not to be able to live in his home. The level of pain is to have lost 2 family members. The level of pain is to have actually had 12 persons who they saw in his house arrested. So the level of pain is not to be able to be with his wife, who is a German citizen. So the levels of pain remains very evident in the eyes of everybody. And we only wait to see how much this government will go in allowing fairness and justice thrive. When we talk about, approach to things that bedevil the nation, these are facts and realities here.
Okay. So you did mention earlier that being a political fugitive, he might not be extradited to Nigeria. How do you think all of this will play out, really?
Well, it will play out if the Benin government actually understand that the international community is aware. Don't forget, Germany is more involved in this than the way the UK is involved. The UK only yesterday we learned asked for the state of the repatriation conditions. So Nigeria should be shaken now because they will put a document forward to explain to the UK government how they got a man into Nigeria without their knowledge, and he was supposed to be a British citizen. So when we look at the same thing and the involvement of the German government as we speak, I think Nigeria, don't forget Germany is the powerhouse of Europe as well as France. I do not also forget that the United Kingdom is the powerhouse of the Western world. So if these people who actually have dual citizenship are not treated, of course we know Igbo has resident permit, and you are one step into becoming a citizen with a resident permit of another country. So these are the things that this government perhaps doesn't seem to understand. Then let me also say this. The current ambassador, just ambassador to Benin Republic, is actually the former chief of army staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Borete, and perhaps he didn't quite understand certain things very well. He probably was misinformed. He was the one who wrote regarding Sunday Igboho. But what I just want to say is that this is an issue that must be looked at very carefully, or we'll have a lot to treat on our hands. It will play out if they allowed it according to law, and those who have not respected procedures of processes will definitely be dealt with appropriately so.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr.
My pleasure.
Adeniyi. Thank you so much for staying on the conversation.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
All right. Welcome. And thank you so much, viewers, for staying tuned to the conversation this morning on your digital first Pan-African News Network, 2S Television. Please, your contributions, opinions are very much welcome. Just bring them across our social media platforms at TOS TV Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And of course, our website is always www.tostvnetwork.com. Thank you again for staying. I am Merciful Ajinomo.
And my name is Adesuwa Osuyi. Good morning and thank you for joining us again.